So to get started tonight, I was really thinking, I'm always thinking about what I want to share, how I want to share it. This is what I do. I'm always teaching or preaching or speaking somewhere. Whether it be in a prison, whether it be in a school, whether it be here in Choose the Change, whether I'm on the pulpit in preaching in a church. This is what I do. This is what I do. I've created my life. I've built my life to do this. This is what I wanted to do, and I'm doing it. And I was thinking today about problem solving. So I had my son come up with a problem here. So what is this, son?
That's a circle. Formula.
This is a formula?
Yeah.
What is this? A?
A that's for area.
Okay.
Area equals pi.
This is pi?
Yes.
And what's this?
Radius squared.
So, and that's a formula or a... So what is that supposed to mean?
Find the area of a circle. How much surface area is there?
Like here?
They usually use it for pistons. Por lo que cabra todo el pistón, and they say lo que es the surface area, they use that and they multiply that, lo que es el volume inside the cylinder. So that's the first step, finding the area for a circle.
Cool. So how come I didn't know that? How come you all didn't know that? The reason I was thinking about this, I was thinking of our lives. Isn't our lives like a problem? It's like we have to figure out a bunch of things out, right? Or many times we're like, oh man, why did I do that? Or, oh man, how do I solve this problem, right? Because I was thinking about that today. Because that's what I do. That's what we're all supposed to be doing. Solving problems in our lives. The problem is that many of us don't know how to solve our problems. We don't know where to start. I have a few things I wanted to share today. It's called Man's Problems as I See It. Man's problems as I see it. But I was thinking about a couple of things tonight. I want to talk about problems or problem solving. Because I think about this all the time when I look at kids now. I look at wives or single parents or struggling single parents, relationships, divorces, relationship problems, drug problems, health problems. That's a huge issue. Health problems, right? I mean, you don't take your health serious until you start getting sick or you get some kind of disease or you start, right? Who's that happened to? That happened to me, right? I took my health for granted for a long time. And I forget. Because we really don't think about these things until it occurs. I remember when I was in prison, you're very healthy, and I was playing volleyball. We won, by the way. Our tank. And but no, I fell on my and I hurt my ankle. I fractured it. Something happened, but I'd never gotten hurt like that before. I'd never been able not to walk. I'd never been able not to use my arms. I'd never been able to. I've always been healthy. But then I hurt my ankle, and I couldn't believe I couldn't move it. I don't know if that's ever happened to you, or you hurt your back, and you realize that you're not Superman. You realize you're not as big and bad as you thought you were. You realize that, and why am I telling you this story? Completely forgot. Oh, because we take our health for granted, right? We take our health for granted. So, I wanted to kind of get us focused tonight because I believe I can see it so clearly in people's lives. So let's start with some basic things tonight about your life, about problem solving. Because our life is like a problem that we have to solve. That's why I really love that book that I recommend a lot. The 5 major pieces to life's puzzle. The 5 major pieces to life's puzzle. It caught my attention, just the title itself. And when I started reading it, I said, wow, this is, I I couldn't figure out what the problem was. So let me start with that. What do you think the first rule in problem solving is? Anybody?
To figure out the problem, what the problem is.
That's it. Before we can solve any problem, the first thing you have to figure out is what? What the problem is. That's the first thing we have to figure out. What is the problem? So ask yourself, what is your problem? Don't tell me. Just think about it. What is your problem? Why are you in the mess you're in? Why do you have financial problems? Why do you have this problems or relationship problems or health problems? What is your problem? And if you're like many people, you're probably saying, which one? Right? We have a bunch of problems. Problem solving. And the older you get, it seems like the heavier they get. Right? Because that little boy right there, he doesn't look like he has any problems at all. He's just going about his little old business. You know what? Everything's good. He's protected. He doesn't feel like there's danger. He's just there. Check him out. Eh? Right? But then you start growing up.
I want to go back.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's how it feels sometimes. Like you want to go back. Like Eddie Money. I'm aging myself. Hey, I used to like the song. I want to go back. Because I'm feeling so much older, but I can't go back. I can't go back. It used to be a song, rock song, Eddie Money. I know. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
I actually remember telling my mom and my dad coming from Progreso, I think it was. I don't know what I would see them doing, paying bills and this, and I would look at my mom and I said, Mommy, she go to work and I don't want to grow up. She goes, why? I said, because I don't want to do all that y'all doing. I really want to get there. And when I finally got there, I would remember that. I would say that. Man, and it does get harder and harder.
And that's just how it is, people. And, I've dedicated my life to helping people change their lives. Because if you want to change your life, make your life better, there's some things you're just going to have to accept, change, right? Get rid of. There's some things we have to do, right? We have to do. That's just how it is. It's like going to buying a piece of land, right? Buying a piece of land. And it's all full of huizaches and grass and trees and, right? But what do you have to do to make it? Build a house and make a garden, put some plants. There's a lot of work involved, right? Okay, that's how you have to see your life as a grown-up now. You have to see your life as a grown-up that now you left your field by itself for too long. Trees have grown. Plants have grown, weeds, grass, and now, the trees are grown and now they're harder to take down than when they were little, right? So there's a lot of work you have to do in your life in order to start making your life better. Does that make sense? So I want to talk about problem solving. So there's so many things that we have to deal with in our lives, but I wanted to ask you. I had a few. Let me take this. I had a few words in my mind, just to kind of. I was thinking about responsibilities. I'm really thinking about this, especially as men, as wives, as human beings, just living in free society, the USA, what are part of our responsibilities? Huh? When we start naming them, you'll start getting the idea here. What are part of our responsibility of just being, living in life? Well, okay, we got to work. Okay. Bills. Family.
Work.
I got it. Feed yourself. Eat. Relationships. ¿Qué más? Health. Health, okay. Health.
Cars. No? You gotta have a car. It's a responsibility to keep on.
Transportation.
Yeah, transportation.
Finance.
We didn't have that, right? That's a good one. Finances. And this is a good one. Finances. Let me put money in there. Bam. Huh? Spiritual? Okay. Okay, God, spiritual. There's quite a few, right? So can we add to that?
Law-abiding citizens, financial.
Heartache. How do you spell ache? Heartache.
A-C-H-E.
ACHE. Law-abiding citizen, that's good.
So the reason I wanted to draw that out is because there's a lot of things that we have to deal with. This is why people give up. Because it's not easy. See, when we look at it, you know what I mean? We were talking about, Chavarria, you said you're good at math, right? But, maybe there's other things he's not good at. And there's the same thing for all of us. But yet, we have to juggle this in life. We have to make things happen. And that is the challenge of life. Challenging. There's a reading I do, it's challenge to succeed, to overcome in life. One of the things I like sharing sometimes is I didn't know you pay taxes on a house. Did anybody like me? I had no idea. If you never bought a house, then you don't know this.
I didn't know about it until a year or so before I got off the last year. Before my mom passed away.
Uh-huh.
That's when I found out we were things in our house, and I was like, why?
Why?
The taxes were. I'm like, what's taxes?
What's taxes?
My mom-
Thank you for being honest, mija.
So I took my mom and I was like trying to do all the paperwork. I was like, I don't know what to do, Mom. And I did everything because she was sick, and I saw how she paid like $1,500. And I was like, that's taxes?
Oh, that's nothing.
That's a lot.
Well, welcome to the real world. I had no idea until I got out of prison and I bought a house.
Wow.
I had no idea. I was oblivious. You know why? Because mommy always took care of me. That's the truth.
Yeah.
That's the truth. I was spoiled. I was. I don't know about you, but I was. I never learned how to be responsible. Insurance on your vehicle? Why? Why do you want to pay that money? That doesn't even make sense. Yes, it does. Saving money? That's why I put let me circle this one. It's a big one. It's huge. Do you realize that so many people, everybody, I think everybody here, how many would like to be financially secure or at least, good? All of us, right? But yet, it's the least thing that we know about how to handle. It's the least thing. We don't know about investments. We don't know about saving. We don't know about, what's that? 401ks. We don't know how to manage. but yet we want money. What would you do with it? That's why I heard a speaker say, you know, before you become a millionaire, before you get millions of dollars in your hand, you better become a millionaire quick. See, because it's a mindset. It's learning how to deal with this. I'm still learning how to deal with my finances. I'm doing what I can. I'm learning. I'm actually just trying what I can to be better at it. Finances. What else? We said insurance. ¿Qué más? Who has ever bought a car at agencia? Those guys are tricky, man. Well, watch it. They'll get you. They'll put you in a car. And then you realize you can't pay it. And then you what? You ruin your what? Whoa, there you go. Anybody have to deal with that one? Credit. Credit, what's that? Credit. Dame, no le pagues. And you think you're... Right? Dame, no le voy a pagar nada.
I've never known about that either. I went to them now that I got out. I said, I was locked up. I mean, I had no control over this. Credit's ruined. You gotta pay.
You gotta pay. You play, you pay. That's what my dad taught me. You play, you pay. So all these things in our life that are critical. But what are we involved in? See, we don't want to think about all these things because it's boring. You don't. But what do we like? Here's how I can spell it. Entertainment. And for many of us, this is our main problem. Woo, man, no batallan para nada. Right? Let's do it. And you go figure out a way, right? We're so, the world is so deceiving. It's so captivating. Right? Let's get dancing, movies. ¿Qué más? Parties, games. ¿Qué más? Y todavía no pongo, it's just lo sano, supuestamente lo sano. Apps. Music. Espérame. Novelas. Ya se dio cuenta, Pancho. Sports. There you go. Órale. Pay per view. ¿Qué más? ¿Ah?
Friends can be entertained.
Fellowship. Vamos a poner fellowship ahí. Fellowship. Tanto fellowship. Barbecues? Fellowship? That's fellowship?
Concerts.
Concerts. ¿Nada más?
So gambling, como horse races, ¿no?
Pues Las Vegas, por eso puse Las Vegas. Well, gambling, let's put gambling. Vamos a ponerle ahí todo lo que se pueda. Gambling. YouTube. Tú también. YouTube. Hey, hay gente que quiere ser YouTube stars. YouTube stars. That's heavy duty stuff right there, YouTube. See, and we haven't even added drinking and drugs. We haven't even added that. Oh, lo voy a poner.
La realidad.
Drugs. Beer. Alcohol. How about porn? So, ¿qué le podemos aquí? Times o qué? El fórmula. This times this.
It's a formula. It's a formula.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. It really is a formula. And we get trapped in the middle, trying to figure all this out, trying to focus. And I really believe this is why so many people are confused and lost in La La Land. Games, just games alone. Where's games? Video games, YouTube. Our youth, man, it's crazy.
Speaking of being caught in between, there's a lady I work with, and I won't name what church. She is I guess like the accountant of a big church here in town. And one time I had left work and I had to go back late at night, and her vehicle was there, and her brother's was there. And so, I called her and said, hey, is everything okay? And they said, oh, es que venimos a las maquinitas. And I found out that she had like a gambling addiction. Mm-hmm. So I said, how is this lady like in charge of the finances at the church? I have a gambling addiction.
That wouldn't be good, right? Wow. So, the reason why I wanted to show you that is because what do I teach in this room? Does anybody? I hope somebody says something. That's exactly what that's exactly what I wanted you to say. Personal development. Because I wanted you to see another angle of personal, of why this is so important. See, because these are just the parts of the puzzle. That's the parts of the puzzle. See, but really this is why I talk about you being the key problem. See, because we didn't put that up here. I didn't put problem, responsibility. But the major problem in life is you. This is why I say this all the time. This is why I try to help people understand this. Because when I first start telling people about this, they don't get it. Now we haven't even started with the problems. This is just responsibilities and entertainment. I didn't even mention the problems. We have to add that to the equation, right? So now let's add the problems. Problems. No, hombre, pues ¿dónde comenzamos?
Time management.
Part of personal development. But that would be responsibilities. Time management. But I'm going somewhere here, guys. Let's finish the equation. Just throw me some problems. Addictions. Okay, there you go. Addictions. Attitudes.
Lack of priorities.
Priorities. Lack. There you go. Lack of.
What about life?
Priorities.
Loss,
¿Cómo?
loss,
Like what? Law?
like,
La ley?
no, like loss, like
Perdido.
Lost?
not lost, loss, like Sometimes,
When you lose something.
yeah, like
Lose something, okay. Loss,
loss of someone.
okay.
Habits,
Habits,
Patterns,
life, style. I forgot how to spell it. Oh yeah, how do you spell that?
Buen estilo, ¿se entiende?
Oh, I like that one. Let me put it there. Laziness, lack of education, lack of skill. Y le podemos poner lack of all kinds of things, no? So I don't know if this was going to help you or hurt you, but I wanted you to get a picture of life's equation. And why personal development is so important. See, when I started seeing this, that the only way that I could make my life better is I was going to have to figure this stuff out. How do I manage this stuff? There's something. Then you start fixing your problems. And that's where we have to first figure out what is the problem. And this is why I always tell you what? That you are the problem. You start fixing you, and things start, the equation starts changing. Because you're the key ingredient to the equation. Regardless of your responsibilities, regardless of your problems, regardless of all the entertainment around you. Oh, wait a minute. We didn't pay parole, probation, relationship.
the way that you're raised, like you do things because that's what you've seen your whole life. I don't know.
Upbringing.
Yeah.
Illnesses.
Anybody want to say something? Who says something?
I just said illnesses.
Oh, illnesses.
What about anger? No?
There you go. That's a good one. Anger. Te digo que no acabamos con los problemas.
Depression?
Depression, anxieties, and then you have and you can just put. It's endless. So how do we solve these problems? We have to take control of your life. You have to take control of your life. I heard someone put it like this: if you don't take control of your own life, someone else will. And guess what they have planned for you? I call it the not much list. The not much list. And the tragedy about what I see in life is, again, as we get older, this gets more profound. It gets more amplified. It gets heavier. So that's why I try my best to emphasize to, if you're 20, if you're 30, if you're 40, even if you're 50, and you want to live a better life, you need to start taking control of your life. And where you start is with you. So, let's just close real quick. I'm going to give you, I didn't finish, maybe I'll do the second part when I come here. But I have what I call the man's problems as I see it. And I'll give you the answers real quickly. There's a story in the Bible. So let me just say this, and if you have anything else to say, I want to hear from you guys. If you have something to share, you want to say something. But this is why I do what I'm doing in here. Because these things are just things that we have to deal with in life. And we can sit here and moan and groan and complain all day long. But I like getting to the nitty-gritty and okay, well, let's solve problems, because this is what it's all about. Problem solving. That's it. Because that's the only way we're going to get out of the mess we're in. Get a better life. You know, we're going to have to deal with it. We're going to have to make some decisions. We're going to have to let go of some things. We're going to have to pick up some things. The way I put it is, you're going to have to let go of a few habits and pick up a few disciplines. Right? So problem solving is the key issue in your life. You want to start, you need to learn and start learning how to solve problems. So let's close with that. How do we start solving problems?
Look at where you're at and find out where you want to be.
Huh? What's that?
Look at where you're at with a problem and find out where you want to be.
Okay, that's awesome. I like that. Let me write that down. That's a good equation right there. I like that. Just erasing. ¿Qué suave si podemos erase them así, no? Let's get rid of our problems. Míralos, ahí van. They're gone. I like that. Which is why I put these up here. Winning and losing. Find out where you're at and decide where you want to be. That's exactly what we're doing here. The trick is, how do you get from here, which is the equation that I always do, right, to where you want to get? That's the question. Yes, sir. So I like that. Ahí está. Ese está más largo aquí en veces, porque se siente en veces así. You get stuck. You don't know? There you go. See, you know this stuff. This is not rocket science. So you want to start where you're at? I'm going to give you 3 problems that I see. There's so many things. There's a story in the Bible. It's in Hosea 4:11, 4:6. And it says like this. He said, my people, God is speaking about his people. He says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. This is why many of us are where we're at. Because we lack understanding, wisdom, knowledge. Some of us don't know. And then some of us don't know that you don't know. Right? It's called ignorance. We just don't know that we don't know. Right? And then some people just don't care. Right? Don't care. So the Bible says that my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge because they have rejected knowledge. Dice, I also will reject you.
Let's go un cool advice.
Come on.
Knowledge son facts.
Knowledge are facts. Okay, listen.
Understanding is the order in which those facts go.
Okay?
Right? And wisdom is the execution of the order of those facts.
So you know the equation. So what is it that we're lacking? Execution. Executing what we know. Because the reality is results is the name of the game. Execution is part of the I don't know how do you spell that? Execution, like that? And what was the knowledge? Knowledge plus, ¿qué dijiste? Understanding.
That's the second.
Understanding.
Y wisdom, you can say, algo que la raza siempre dice, tiene colmillo, o sea, no tiene escuela.
Plus wisdom. Is that what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Wisdom. So knowledge plus understanding plus wisdom equals something. Results, yeah. There you go. That's good. I like that. So depending on your knowledge, and then depending on how much knowledge or understanding you have, how much you can figure out all this stuff we just figured out. Depending on your wisdom, so there's a lot of. So and who has to have all this? Man, you guys are learning. You're learning. You have to figure that out. See, this is why I tried my best here today to give you a picture of what we're doing here. Why all this is so important. Because if you want to succeed, if you want to overcome, if you want to get better, there's some things you have to do. Who raised their hand?
For a result, because of conversion.
What happens? Conversion?
What you become
Yeah, what you become. And it all depends because knowledge, let me now that you put this together, see, we're all drowning in knowledge. All you have to do is Google. We have plenty of knowledge and plenty of resources of where to get knowledge. That makes sense? Okay? What we're lacking is wisdom many times and understanding. Both of these are about the same thing. That's what we're lacking in. And I was going to get there. Go ahead, sir.
Wisdom is reverence of the Lord.
That's right. Proverbs 1:7. So see, you know a lot of parts of the equation. And then if you read Proverbs, it gives you a lot of wisdom and understanding. I've taught that here. A lot. Because that's what we lack a lot. We lack wisdom and understanding. Discipline. So that we can get the results that we want. Or there's the results that we should have. That's another thing. What do you want? That's what you said, right? You have to figure out what you want first. So that you can start moving towards that direction. This is what this class is for. This is what reading is for. This is what going to church is for. This is what going to business seminars is for. Going to school, getting educated. There's a lot of parts to the. So let me tell you what the three problems that I saw. I won't go into them. The three problems that I see in men is ignorance. We don't know. We don't know. Ignorance is not stupid, right? Who can define ignorance?
The opposite of knowledge.
No knowledge. Just not knowing. That's it. That's it. Every single one of us in here, including myself, are ignorant to something, right? And you don't have to know everything, right? You don't have to know everything. There's some things that I don't have to know. I don't want to know. I focus on personal development. I focus on success. I focus on my family. I focus on raising my son. I focus on a better marriage. You see how I've picked certain things? I focus on that because I know what I want. I want a better marriage. I want to be a good father. I want to be a good leader. I want to be a good speaker. I want to be a good teacher. See, I know what I want. So I'm focused on that. So that's why I'm getting better and better and better. I want to be a better preacher. So I'm focused on that. See, I know where my results are going. So I start catering and I start shaping and molding and letting go and picking up and learning new things so that I can reach my goals. So I can my wisdom and understanding starts getting better. Number one thing I see is ignorance. Number two is mindset and attitude. Biggest problem in people's lives. The mindset and attitude. They don't have it all there. We don't have it all there. We have to start making some better decisions, right? Changing our values. What really matters to you? What matters to you? If you is the only thing that matters, then you have to think about your family. You have to think about others. You have to think about your children. You have to think about your mother, your sister, your brothers. And many times we have our own problems to worry about, right? Which is what we started with. But that doesn't mean but again, it's the balancing act. Our mindset, how we see things, our perspective. Those are the biggest challenges I see. And then another one that I see, and that's laziness. Laziness is a big factor, especially for a lot of our youth today. A lot of people, we're lazy. We're just lazy because we see this mountain of problems and issues in our lives, right? They're huge, and they're too huge, man. So we become lazy. We become lazy. You don't want to do the work that it takes to break through those that mountain that you're in front of. I remember thinking when I was in prison, I just wanted to change my life. And I'm adamant. I mean, I'm personally, if you look at my life, I'm actually very obsessed, I think, with change and success. I'm obsessed with it. This is what I dream. This is what I eat. This is what I drink. This is what success. I'm going to the top. I'm going to the top. Tell my wife, I'm going to drag you with me, but you're coming. Right? Because I have this is what I do. Because I know that's how I am. I knew. You should have seen me imagine me on drugs. I was wild, man. I was wild. I mean, I was wild. Just like some of you in here. I was wild. And so I know how I can be. And when I figured out that I could do the same thing for success, oh man, that wired me up. I said, man, this is better than a hit. When I figured out that I could change my life, that's why the desire is so important. Because I figured out that my life could be better. That I could actually make it better. That I could do that. Wired me up. Talked about laziness. And I ate cafe. And so, ignorance, mindset, and laziness. Those are the three that I've seen personally. I just came up with those myself. Are the biggest factors in people's life. Not knowing, the mindset and attitudes, and then we're lazy. Many times we're just lazy. Because it's easy to do, right? Anybody have anything to say here as we pass around the basket? Do we have a basket? Taking donations today. I only have $2.
I have a comment or...
Una shirt? Awesome. Man, I think I have 3 more. 3 more. Yep, yes. I'll bring them I'll have them here next week. Yes, go ahead.
You're talking about problem solving.
Okay.
I was faced with problems 20-some years ago, a major problem in my life. My husband winding up in prison. I had to learn. I knew nothing about paying bills. I knew nothing about a job. I knew nothing about taking care of my children or responsibilities. And when I was faced with that problem, basically I was just to tend to myself, to take care of myself. So I had to solve the problem. I had to learn responsibilities about, hey, I can't call into work all the time. I can't, just leave my kids wherever. I had to learn, to to solve my problem. So what I did is when I was left at my mother-in-law's house for a whole year, I said to myself, you know what, I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna move out of my mother-in-law's house because I need to learn how to pay bills, how to be responsible with my money, how to be responsible with my children, how to be responsible in getting to work. And I chose to leave. I wasn't, my husband asked me, a few months ago, it's like, why did you leave? And I was like, yeah, I said to myself, I need to learn how to manage my own. I need to learn how to resolve problems on my own. Because if I would have stayed at my mother-in-law's house, I would have not learned the responsibility of managing my money, my time, or my children. Because everything was given to me there. Everything. So I had to learn to solve problems. Figuring out things was a challenge, but eventually you learn and you get better at doing them.
Yep. Anybody else? Everybody good? That's all we have today.